Hey everyone, Cody from Mac Telecom Networks. In this video, we're going to be doing unified news for August of 2023. I typically do it at the end of the month, but since I'm going to Florida, I won't be here, so we'll do it now because there's quite a bit to talk about. The things we're going to be talking about is UICare is expanded, the new community UI forum update, backup per application, new UI commercials, and then UID changes because there's a bit of controversy over it right now, and they did switch the manager. Before we get into it, if you'd like to hire me for network consulting, visit my website at mactelecomnetworks.com. If you want to be a part of my community, we do have a Discord server, and I do have affiliate links in the description below. First, let's take a look at UICare. So if you don't know anything about UICare, that does priority RMA service, so you get your devices quicker if they do break down and you have to send them back to Ubiquiti. It has free return shipping and then unlimited services. The new thing now with UICare, they have brought this service to a bunch of different devices. So let's scroll down a little bit. Are all the devices that currently have UICare on it, and UICare is available in the United States, Europe, and finally it's available in Canada, so I'm very glad for that, and I will end up using this service. You can see that we have all of our Unifi OS consoles, we have some switches, and then if we scroll down, we have access points now. So this is one of the newer addition. So if you have your access point U6LR, we have the enterprise, the professional, or we have the enterprise in wall. You could get UICare on that, as well as our cameras and our access controllers. I already have a U6 enterprise access point in my cart. Let's take a look at how much UICare cost. For this access point, it costs $59, and that gives us a 5-year warranty period, which isn't too bad. I haven't seen too many access points fail in the field, but this would be good to cover your butt. Next up is the redesign of the community forum. So if you want to get there, you just go to UI.com and then you click on support. Under support, we could see the community. And this is the new look of the community forums. When it first came out, I wasn't really too sure about it. Came out a few days ago, and since I've been using it, I actually like it a lot better. We used to just have all these posts for all our different controllers, network protect, access talk, connect, just jumbled in one pile, and now they've separated it. So you can see network at the top, and we could view all. They have about 231,000 posts in there. So this change does make it a lot easier if you're trying to find something in a specific controller, and you could also create a post. Now you could also set filters for the community if you go to your profile and then you go over to settings. We could select our interests, and then we could go to our theme to change it from light to dark mode. I'm going to put it on dark mode and then press save. Now that might be easier on some people's eyes. I usually use light mode all the time, but we could also do different notifications. So this is all for the community forum post. We could do new software releases, which does come in handy. So I'm going to click on the web, and then we're going to select the groups. Now you can filter it down even more for the email notifications that you want. Say you just want AirOS, you could click on that and save. That's the only notification that you're going to get. Now the next topic, I'm really glad they introduced this. So we could back up per application. So if we need to restore something, we're not restoring all our applications from a previous date. We could either do it talk, access, or whatever we want to restore. And how you do that, we click on console settings, and you can see under system config backup, the last time mine did it was on the 11th, but we could back up now, or we could restore. So I'm going to click on restore. You could see the console name, and you could see the backup time. So I'm going to click on the drop down, and I'm going to say July 31st, and then I'm going to deselect restore all application settings. So now from here, you could choose which application that you want to restore. If you wanted to restore talk from a different time, you click on talk, put in your password, and then you restore. So it's just restoring that one application or as many as you select. Now the next thing is the new Ubiquiti marketing videos, which I think are really good, and a lot of people are loving them. They're funny, and it's kind of like Windows versus Apple, which is great. But in their last video, they say hardware as a service, and this is where a little bit of the controversy is coming up with UID. So if we click on this video, we can see a couple comments like this. This seems quite tone deaf. When Unifi Access, UID basically requires a $5 a month per user for their mobile unlock. And DPC Technology did a video about this where I agree on some things, but I disagree on others. And we could disagree and still be friends. Now, what I agree with DPC Technology in their video is our basic plan. So we used to have 50 users, and then it dropped down to 5 users without Ubiquiti ever telling us. The people who are already with 50 users, it seems like we're grandfathered in, so we don't need to worry about that. And one thing that Clay did say in his comment that I posted on his YouTube video is if you were quoting a client and then this change happened, you already pushed the quote out, the change happened, and now you're telling them they have to pay $5 a month per user, which would be pretty expensive if you're using Unifi Access on UID and none of the other applications that come with UID. Now, where I disagree with the video, it comes across that you need to use UID to use Unifi Access. You could use Unifi Access anytime you want for free, but you could only use NFC cards or you could use NFC fobs. I know mobile unlock is huge in access control systems, but other vendors like OpenPath, they do charge a subscription fee for the mobile unlock, as well as a subscription fee per door. Mind you, it is quite a bit less than $5 a month. Now, UID is so much more than Unifi Access. Unifi Access is a great part of it, but we could also do attendance, we could do LDAP integration, we could have a help desk, we could integrate with our G Suite, we could integrate with our Microsoft 365. We have one-click Wi-Fi, one-click VPN, and we also have adaptive MFA, which is our two-factor authentication for our VPN connections. So all of that combined, to me, that's worth $5 a month per user, depending what you're doing with it. Now, I will put a link down below for DPC Technology's video. There is some other changes within UID. They redesigned their user interface, and now we could host Unifi Access on our MVRs. So let's take a look at that. Now, this is my UID instant in the old interface, and most people would probably be used to this. We have our door access, one-click Wi-Fi, VPN, trusted devices, we have our layout, and then we have our attendance. But now you can see at the top, we have new identity manager. So let's click down on that. And here is where things have changed a bit. Now we have our recommended tasks, which I've done 10 out of 10. And then we have our activated, we have onboarding, and then we have all of our enabled services. On the left-hand side, we can see our organization. And this is where we'd want to add some new members, admins, organization chart, or we could do our directory integration. With our directory integration, we could use Active Directory, LDAP, Google Secure LDAP, and then Jump Cloud LDAP. We could also look at our services, what we have enabled, and we could put in some more services if we'd like. Now, to get back to the old user interface, we click in the right-hand corner on our profile, and then we just go to switch to legacy user interface. Now, here's the documentation for exploring the new user interface within our Unifi Identity Manager, and I will put this link down below so you could take a read. But there is a change to how Unifi Access is integrated with UID. So before we would have access in UID Cloud, now we're reverting back and having access on our local controllers or on our UNVRs. So down here it says streamlining door access management with Unifi Access upgrade. We have made door access control simpler and more efficient by transferring most processes from Unifi Identity Manager to the Unifi Access application. Our Unifi Access will be managing all our door devices, our policies, and our visitors. The only thing that UID is going to be doing is our users, groups, and permissions. So now clicking on my UNVR Pro, we could see I have my Protect, we have Unifi Access, and then we have UID that we could install right on this device. UID on our UNVRs, that is for our camera sharing. And that's it for this video on news for Ubiquiti in August of 2023. It was a little bit longer because there was more things to go over. Let me know what you think about UID and the Unifi Access situation down in the comments below if you disagree or you agree. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.